Hello and welcome back to Game Domain. In today's video, we're going to look back at the games that started it all for Nintendo's Pokémon franchise. Pokémon Red and Blue introduced us to the world of Pokémon, and more specifically the Kanto region, a land that is full of 151 different and unique creatures known as Pokémon. Released in North America on September 28, 1998, Pokémon Red and Blue immediately struck the hearts of many. Fans fell in love with one of the three starter Pokémon and fought alongside their companions through everything, trying to complete their journey and be the greatest Pokémon master of them all. And with that, let's begin this review. You begin your journey waking up to the sweet sound of Pallet Town, the home of the famed Professor Oak. Today is your 10th birthday, which means you are now able to begin your Pokémon adventure and go out and catch them all. You then walk out of your house and immerse yourself into the world you can't wait to explore. After trying to make your way north towards Route 1, you are stopped by Professor Oak himself. He tells you about the danger of wild Pokémon and that you need a Pokémon of your own in order to venture out alone into the grass. He walks you over to his laboratory on the south side of town, where you are introduced to your rival, who you named earlier, and the three Cantonian starters. You can choose from Bulbasaur, the grass-type starter, Charmander, the fire-type starter, or Squirtle, the water-type starter. Your rival purposely takes the starter that has the type advantage over yours and asks you to face off before you depart the lab. After you face your rival, it is time for you to bid your mother goodbye and head off to Route 1 to begin your journey. You leave everything behind you and venture out hoping to become the champion of Kanto, bonding with your Pokémon along the way and meeting tons of new friends and foes. It is now time to see what adventures await you in the wide world of Pokémon. Your journey through Route 1 will take you to Viridian City, home of the closed-down Viridian Gym. You'll be introduced to the Pokémon Center, where you meet Nurse Joy, who can heal your Pokémon at any time, and the Pokémart, where you can stock up on Pokéballs and healing items to treat your Pokémon. At the Pokémart, you'll be given Oak's parcel, which you have to deliver back to Professor Oak in Pallet Town. You find yourself heading back down to Pallet Town and hand over the parcel to Professor Oak. He will give you your Pokédex, which keeps track of every Pokémon you encounter and is key to your journey if you want to catch them all. And don't forget the town map from Gary's sister, which will be vital in order for you to journey around the region. You then leave Pallet Town for the final time and officially begin your adventure. After making your way through Route 2 and the bug-infested Viridian Forest, you will find yourself in Pewter City, home of the Rock-type gym leader Brock. Brock is defending the Boulder Badge, and you better be prepared to put up a tough fight against his level 12 Geodude and level 14 Onix, especially if you chose Charmander as your starter. This victory will taste sweet, as it proves you are driven to become Pokémon League champion, and that with enough training and belief in your partners, you have what it takes. After receiving your first Pokémon League badge, you head east on Route 3 towards Mount Moon. You fight your way through a series of trainers and then find yourself at the foot of the treacherous Mount Moon. After journeying your way through the deep underground of Mount Moon, you are introduced to the villainous Team Rocket. Under their leader Giovanni, they will use any aggressive tactics necessary to push through anybody that steps in front of them. After you beat a couple of their trainers, they will flee from Mount Moon, making a 10-year-old kid victorious against a street gang. You can then choose from one of two Generation 1 fossils. The Dome fossil can be restored to a Kabuto, a water rock type, and the Helix fossil can be restored to the famed Lord Helix Ammonite, also a water rock type. After you exit Mount Moon, you head east towards Celadon City. Here you find the famed Nugget Bridge on the north side of town, which leads you towards Route 24 and 25 to talk to Bill, the founder of the Pokémon PC storage system. After a quick battle with Bill, you are ready to test your skills at the Celadon City Gym. Here you find the water-type gym leader Misty, and she rewards your victory with the Cascade Badge and TM11 skill Bubble Beam. Head through the burglarized house, which delivers you into the hands of another Team Rocket member. After a quick murk of his team, you head south on Route 5 towards Saffron City. A problem arises and restricts you from entering Saffron City through the gate at the south end of Route 5. The guard is really thirsty. Yes, really thirsty, and won't let you pass. In order to advance, you must venture through the underground path, which takes you south and under Saffron City. On the other end of the underground path is Route 6, which takes you straight to Vermilion City. The gym is blocked by a tree, which you can only take down with the HM skill Cut. In order to get Cut, you need to venture onto the SS Anne at the south port of the town. After exploring the ship for different items and trainer battles, you have to rub the captain's back and he will hand you the HM01 skill for Cut. Upon your return to Vermilion City, you can now challenge the strong electric-type gym leader, Lieutenant Surge. After you decharge his party, he gives you the Thunder Badge and TM24 Thunderbolt. You then head off with your shiny new gym badge on Route 11 towards the esteemed Lavender Town, but there is something stopping you. Something big and round and tired. A sleeping Snorlax? You have to find yourself another way to get through. Make your way back over to Diglett's Cave, and on the other side you will come back up to Route 2. You arrive in an area that was previously inaccessible, but you can now cut down trees. You then return to Pewter City, and then back to Celadon City. Head back through the burglarized house and use Cut to access Route 9 to the east. At the end of Route 9, you will have to go through probably one of the most painful places in Pokemon, the Rock Tunnel. Make sure you pick up the HM05 for Flash, which is back in the Route 2 Gate Tunnel. Without Flash, the Rock Tunnel basically just turns your screen black beside your character, causing 99.9% of fans to look up a tutorial. The Rock Tunnel will take you to Route 10, which is just a small little path that leads south to Lavender Town. As you walk into Lavender Town, you are immediately greeted by the eerie, high-pitched, and creepy musical score. The music gives off the feel of a graveyard, and that's basically what you're standing next to. The Pokemon Tower is the graveyard of Pokemon, as it stretches into the sky with rows upon rows of tombstones and mourning trainers. But you are not yet able to explore the structure as you need the Silph Co, a device developed by the Silph Company that can identify the different ghosts that reside in the Pokemon Tower. This will force you to head west on Route 8, and yes, once again you are stopped when trying to enter Saffron City. You will discover a cottage with an underground passage that leads you straight to Route 7 on the opposite side of Saffron City. Head through the west side of the route and you will find yourself in Celadon City. Celadon City is chock full of excitement and entertainment, as there are many things to do here. If you do anything in Celadon City, make sure you pick up your very own Eevee. Sneak to the back of the Celadon Mansion and speak to a Game Freak man who will give you one of the rarest and most elusive Pokemon in all of Kanto. You can also go and purchase TMs, evolutionary items, healing items, and Pokeballs in the Mega Pokemart known as the Celadon Department Store. This skyscraping tower rises 5 stories above Kanto and proves to be very useful in enhancing your Kanto experience. And make sure you stop by the Game Corner, a beloved feature that has been taken out of Pokemon's most recent installments, but will never leave fans' hearts. Go and have fun playing with different slot-based games and using your coins to purchase some powerful Pokemon such as a Dratini, Scyther, and Porygon. But you will need to amass a great amount of coins to get those beasts on your team. After exploring Kanto's largest city, you make your way into Team Rocket's secret hideout, which is behind a poster in the Game Corner. You will be completing a series of exhausting puzzles, all the while sweeping away every Team Rocket grunt in your path. After making your way to Team Rocket's boss, Giovanni, and in order to obtain the stolen Silph Scope, you will have to beat the criminal mastermind in a battle. Upon defeat, Giovanni exclaims that you will never beat him again, and you run out of the hideout with your newly acquired Silph Scope. Before heading back to the Pokemon Tower, you have to take on the Celadon City Gym, home to the Grass-type Pokemon wielder Erica. Your victory will be commended with the Rainbow Badge, and then you are back on the road towards Lavender Town to take on the ghost-infested Pokemon Tower. You will make your way to the top of the tower using the Silph Scope to identify and dissipate the ghosts that come across your path. You are then confronted by the ghosts of a Marowak, Cubone's mother, and you have to defeat it and make your way to Mr. Fuji at the tower's peak. You will have to best your rival in another duel, and then a couple of measly Team Rocket grunts. Finally, you reach Mr. Fuji, and he awards you with the Poké-Flute, which you can play to awake the slumbering Snorlax blocking your path on Route 11. But next you will make the long-awaited entrance to Saffron City. Go to Celadon City and grab a soda in the department store and give it to the guard in the gatehouse. You enter into a city that has been completely taken over by Team Rocket. Before challenging Team Rocket at the Silph Company headquarter tower, you should probably go to the fighting dojo and grab yourself a nifty new partner. This non-required gym is not that difficult to get through, and after beating the Karate Master, you can choose one of the Kanto region's 2 rare fighting type beasts, the Offensive Specialist Hitmonlee or the Defensive Specialist Hitmonchan. Now it is time for your biggest test on your journey so far, taking back the Silph Company from Team Rocket. This building is full of Team Rocket grunts, items, and very annoying puzzles. Like, insanely annoying. After making your way through to the top, by most likely looking up an online tutorial once again, you will have to face off again against the evil and villainous Team Rocket boss Giovanni. Giovanni is defeated by a 10-year-old yet again and leaves in another fit of rage. The president of the Silph Company is ecstatic about your work and rewards you with the Master Ball, the ultimate Pokeball developed by the Silph Company that is able to catch any Pokemon without failure. Make sure you save this prized item, as it will come in handy for a very special encounter in the deep depths of the Cerulean Cave during your post-game endeavors. Before leaving the building, don't forget to pick up a Lapras from a trainer on the 7th floor. After you make your descent back down to the bottom, it is time to face the Saffron City Gym. In this gym, you will be facing off against the Psychic-type gym leader, Sabrina, as you are looking for your 5th gym badge, the Marsh Badge. Now it is time to head back to Lavender Town, and then south onto Route 12. And now you can awaken Snorlax and catch him if you would like. And then you can continue your way along the bridge and fight various trainers as you head south. You cross through multiple different routes and finally end up in the small and isolated Fuchsia City. This town introduces you to the Safari Zone, where you can find many rare and high-level Pokémon. This is also where you can find the HM03 skill for Surf, a necessity to progress, but also a powerful move to have on your Water-type Pokémon. Now it is time to take on the Poison-type gym leader, Koga. Koga gives you the Soul Badge, as well as the TM6 skill, Toxic. Head south out of Fuchsia City and down to the water. Ride along west and you will reach the Seafoam Islands. Here you can find the Ice-type legendary Articuno. Articuno is catchable before the Pokemon League, but make sure you are stocked up on Ultra Balls. Keep going and you will reach Cinnabar Island, home of the Pokemon Mansion and the Kanto region's 7th gym. The gym is locked and you will need to venture into the Pokemon Mansion in order to find the key. After finding the key, you can enter the fiery Cinnabar Island Pokemon Gym, home to Blaine and his incinerating team. Put out the fire of Blaine's team, and then you can head back up north on Route 21. You will find yourself surfing onto the shores of Pallet Town as you make your return home. Don't forget to show Professor Oak your Pokedex progress and go and say hi to Mom. Now it is time for your toughest challenge yet. As you walk back through Route 1 where your journey started, you wonder what it is ahead of you. Viridian City looks just the same, except for one small difference. The Pokemon Gym is back open. Walk inside and you will find a very familiar face. The Viridian City gym leader is none other than Giovanni, the leader of the now dissected Team Rocket. Giovanni houses an array of ground-type Pokemon, and they are not weak. His team consists of Rhyhorn, Rhydon, Nidoqueen, Nidoking, and Dugtrio. Giovanni is at first hesitant to commend your victory with the Earth Badge, but he realizes your true meaning and potential. He tells you that you have changed his mind about Pokemon and that you deserve the badge, as you won it fair and square. Giovanni disappears from the gym and is never found again. Now it is off to the Pokemon League, where you take your 8 badges and test your might against the toughest trainers in all of Kanto. You are finally getting a chance at fulfilling your dream, and don't take it too lightly. Make your way west out of Viridian City on Route 22 towards the Indigo Plateau. On your way, you will fight against your rival for one final time. After you take down his team again, you can head into Victory Road. Make sure you compose your party of your best trained Pokemon, most likely the ones that you have spent your whole journey with. These are your friends. You've grown a bond towards this party of 6 through many different battles and quests, and it all comes down to this. It is time. Enter your final stretch towards greatness, as it is not far anymore. Victory Road is full of high-level Pokemon and tricky puzzles. This is also where you can catch the legendary bird Moltres, who is a fire-flying type. There are also plenty of trainers to face off against, so your Pokemon will be well prepared for the League. After many battles and steps, you will see an opening of sunlight beaming through into the cave. Walk out and you will be staring at the Indigo Plateau. Prepare yourself in the main building, making sure your Pokemon are fully healed and that you are stocked up on healing items, which you will most certainly need. Now walk through the doors as you have reached the summit of your journey. Your first opponent is the Elite Four member Lorelei, who specializes in Ice-type Pokemon. Make sure to use your Fighting-type and Fire-type Pokemon, as this battle will be a steamroll for them. After her defeat, Lorelei will open the door that brings you to your next challenge, the Fighting-type specialist Bruno. Bruno's Pokemon are very weak to Psychic types like Alakazam or Flying types like Pidgeot. After taking down Bruno's tough fighters, you can head into the third room, where you will run into the Ghost-type trainer Agatha. Agatha is difficult, especially if you don't have a Ghost type of your own to match her party. But after making her ghost disappear, you can head into the fourth room, which houses the final member of the Elite Four, the Dragon-type Master Lance. Lance's team is weak to other Dragon types, which are hard to come by in Kanto, as well as Ice-type moves and Pokemon. His toughest Pokemon is his level 62 Dragonite, his primary partner. When you defeat Lance, you might think that you have just become the champion of Kanto, but don't get ahead of yourself. Lance tells you about a trainer that just defeated him, the new champion of Kanto. He shows you the way to the champion's room, and you are amazed at what you are seeing. The champion is none other than your rival. The kid who has been picking on you all your life, standing right in front of you as the most powerful trainer in all of Kanto. But this couldn't be right. This is your dream, and you want to be the champion. And now it's time. The ultimate challenge, the chance at becoming the most powerful master of them all. You talk to your rival and the battle ensues. He will have very high level Pokemon, with his starter being the highest at level 65. You are fighting to achieve your goal, and you finally realize the reason you are here. You remember all of the memories from along your journey, all the ups and downs, and most importantly, your Pokemon. Your friends. Here they are fighting tooth and nail for not themselves, but for you. Each one of your Pokemon looks back at you and shows a smile as they are ready to win. After you have defeated all 6 of your rival's Pokemon, you have become the champion. Your dream has finally come true. Your rival stands there in shock as his rule as champion lasted just a few minutes. You are then greeted by Professor Oak, who takes you into the Hall of Fame. He registers you and your party into the historic books, the 10-year-old kid who took down a criminal organization and defied all the odds to become the best that ever was. The credits roll and the sweet ending theme plays, as your dream is now truly accomplished and your adventure has just come to a close. So now you're probably wondering what we thought of the games, and we're going to tell you what we liked and didn't like. What we liked. Pokemon Red and Blue introduced us to the world of Pokemon. Many people say that the games are unplayable and outdated, but they are an experience that every Pokemon fan should have a chance to take part in. The game was revolutionary for its time and changed many kids' lives, most of which are present-day adults. The 151 Pokemon are all fantastic, and except for a few lazy designs, we are going to give the Pokemon an A+. The story is very in-depth, but does lack some aspects that have been brought into the more recent Pokemon stories. The Giovanni storyline is very impactful for a Pokemon game. He is driven by evil, but then a 10-year-old kid has the power to change the way he thinks about Pokemon. His evil organization is dispersed, and he disappears, never to be found. So we give the story a B. The music that accompanies you throughout the game is incredible, and composed with such great precision and thought that goes into every note. There is not one bad track in this game, and every song can get stuck in your head. And with that, music gets an A+. Now, let's move on to what we didn't like. The game's graphics and gameplay is outdated, and there is no going around that. The game is still very enjoyable, but there is an endless amount of glitches that can be exploited with just the press of a few buttons. But, other than those few glitches and outdated graphics, the game is almost perfect. This game created everything that we love about these games, and for 21 years they have kept it going. So, our final rating of Pokemon Red and Blue is an 8.5 out of 10, making it a must-play experience for any fan of the wonderful world of Pokemon. Whew! That was a nostalgic journey for me. How about for all of you? All these years later, how do you remember the original Pokemon games? What stands out for you? What were you happy to forget? Let us know some of your favorite memories from Red and Blue in the comments below. As always, thanks for watching Game Domain.